My economics class is so damn confusing. QE1, QE2, quantitative easing sucks. I may be blonde, but I am not dumb. Seems to me that all of the Fed's gimmicks do not solve the fundamental problem of government spending and debt. Instead of stopping the outrageous spending and the necessity of raising revenue to cover it through various financial gimmicks and trickery, the government should be forced to repeal all spending that can be repealed since the Democrats took over, and should be forced to make spending cuts of 20% this year, 20% the next year, and whatever more can be cut. The whole problem is being caused by massive spending and debt and a continued government destruction of the wealth-creating sector via excessive and ridiculously complex taxation, excessive regulation, and various punishments of profit and wealth creation. Instead of solving the problem, they want to let the problem grow into disastrous proportions, and then invent numerous financial gimmicks and trickery to attempt to compensate for the disastrous spending and debt problem. These gimmicks do not solve the problem of insolvency. Even with all of the Fed's games, the multi-trillion-dollar deficit grows, the long-term debt obligation, 100+ trillion, grows. The interest on the debt grows. The insolvency problem is not solved by the Federal Reserve, and it is insolvency that threatens the health of the economy. Solvency can only be attained by spending and revenue being equal. But if spending is too high, then excessive taxation necessary to provide the equalizing revenue destroys the wealth-creating capacity of the private sector that provides revenue for government, a la the Laffer curve. The debt grows because no economy can create enough wealth to pay the taxes necessary to cover the cost of the outrageous spending, because the amount of wealth that is expropriated to cover the massive spending destroys the ability of the private sector to generate more wealth. So the debt and the interest on the debt grows, which causes more problems. The only solution is to cut the damned spending and debt, so that the wealth-creating sector can still retain enough wealth to generate more wealth. The private sector must be incentivized to create wealth, or the game is over. The Fed doesn't create wealth. It just moves around the wealth that exists within the economy. It cannot infuse the economy with wealth that the economy doesn't already have. Nothing in the long term will solve the problem of out-of-control spending and debt except cutting spending and debt substantially. They can take their quantitative easing and shove it. The Fed can kiss my behind.